Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Carpathian Countryside. It's been several long days, many map releases, but we are back for a little afternoon live stream on this weekend. Waylon, good evening. Sherry, how are you doing tonight? Or today, Farmer G, you don't have to stay up near as late today. Diablo del Toro is here early. Welcome to Winter Year 3. We are collecting the hay that I had on my own grass field, taking it down here to the sheep farm, making some bales, putting it in storage down there. That way we don't have to transport hay bales down to our sheep. Got a lot in store for us tonight or this afternoon, depending on when it is. And one of those very things, well, it's to we're gonna buy the dairy. Oh, we got it. We got traffic. Watch out for traffic. We've got 150 cows now. I think it's about time to buy the dairy and make use of our milk and profit even further with our milk investment. We've also got some pallets of fruit and vegetables to sell. I actually didn't have one of my greenhouses set to auto sell, so we're going to clean that up. We need to mix up some TMR. We need to top up our pig food mixer, and just generally do a lot of things you do in the winter. Artemis, good afternoon. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I'm happy to report the HW80 trailers that we've been using in bale configuration. They are indeed auto-load compatible. There, we'll get this thing making bales. Make sure it takes them in. Outstanding. Alright, we're gonna go. Oh, Sherry, I agree. I do wish this fence was open at the start, right? That way you can use it to shortcut around things. Now, I do believe I don't have a problem with the gate at the shop. I think it's plenty big enough. I was also thinking about moving 50 of my cows up to the second cow barn. I said we got 150 cows now. Cow barn we do have them in holds 200, right? So we're gonna have to make a change before too terrible long. I think what I'll do is I'll wait until we get another 50, and then we'll move the oldest 50 up to the new building. two things through at the same time, side by side. That's an interesting parallelism. What do y'all think of the coming home map? Man, that was a pretty cool idea. Really well executed as well. And who's had a chance to check out the marathon, nearly 2-hour-long map tour of the map released yesterday? Oh, that one took all evening yesterday to put together. Four multiplayer farms, one single player farm, nearly 50 productions. All of them are custom productions. There we go. Let's make this smaller. We don't need it that big. Oh, yes. I do hope that they had enough foresight and testing to validate that you can indeed put enough food in those animal pens to support those increased numbers. Nothing's more frustrating than having an animal pen that won't actually support the number of animals you have there, and you end up having to feed multiple times a day just to keep food in them. Or worse, you have to, well, you basically can't keep them fed overnight, so therefore you can't sleep, because they'll run out of food and then their health will suffer. That's why I really enjoyed FS19 and below, where the food trough had a minimum quantity that you had to put in it, but then as far as the maximum, it scaled as you added animals. Well, I know it wouldn't be tested by giants, right? They don't bother with that level of testing. But it does have does run across the classic problem with 4X maps is fields are just scaled up, right? It could be a standard size map, or it could be a 4X map. It's just the fields are scaled up. Not that you have a lot more fields, they're just bigger. Same with the farms, right? I'm not a giant fan of those huge farms. This farm here, Carpathian, is a bit big for my taste as well, but we're making it work. Yeah, there's some things that they progressed forward when they moved to FS22, and there's just some things that I feel were a regression. And, yeah, it's kind of disappointing. Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on when and where you are in the world. We're doing a special Saturday afternoon live stream. You know, I was sitting here earlier today, and I thought to myself, you know, I think we should do a little live stream this afternoon because I haven't been able to stream since Tuesday. Wednesday, we had our racing practice. Thursday, we had a map drop. Friday, we had a map drop. And tonight, we're going to be doing our Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer gaming session. So I thought, why not jump in for a couple hours this afternoon? Maybe catch some folks that we usually don't get an opportunity to catch because it's too late or too early. So that's what we're doing today. Chucky, what is up? The white stuff is called snow. You may not be used to it where you live. You're not expecting to see it this time of year, that's for sure. Ant, what is up? What is up, Ant? How's it go? Let's go. Well, I'm a pretty good target for friendly fire as a half-orc barbarian who's always trying to be in the middle of danger. Yeah, it's really depressing for the Xbox folks, right? Now, I picked up, I did go and pick up Starfield this week, a couple days ago. I saw that Fanatical has their summer sale. I don't know, they got some sale going on. And Fanatical was basically the best price for Starfield at the time. And you got a bonus Steam key for a overwhelmingly positive rated random game. So I'm waiting. Fanatical hasn't delivered me the Steam key yet, so I'm waiting for that delivery to happen. I don't know when that's going to happen. I assume it's going to be closer to the early launch date. 140 some gigs, 120 some gig download. Thankfully, with my internet speed, that should only take 20-30 minutes. No big whip there, unless Steam is heavily throttled that particular day. Well, Peter, I would say typically yes. You should own the home farm if you're going to be using the home farm on Hofbergman. Now, if you don't own the farm, it sounds like maybe you started the map in an alternate game mode other than New Farmer. I would really suggest starting in New Farmer for Hofbergman. Everything is kind of geared up for you to already have equipment and everything. Your starting equipment there is pretty much everything you need at the start. You get lots of custom machinery that you're already going to need. I want to get this hay off the ground before we get any sort of accumulation. Now we're talking a little bit about Obenthal, the map video that dropped late last night. That is the one with all the custom productions, 4X, the maps. Curious, the multi-farms on multiplayer. Curious what you all thought of the overall format of that one. I tried to do it a little bit different with respect to covering the multiplayer farms. Do you all like that format where we kind of cover the main farm in single player, then jump over to multiplayer, cover the secondary farms in multiplayer, and then jump back over to single player to cover the rest of the video? Would it have been maybe useful to just do the whole thing in multiplayer and just make references to what's different in single player? But I really felt the vast majority of players were probably going to use single player, and that would probably be where I should focus the video on. Grenade Racer, welcome. We got tons of Farm Barons and other channel members here, so let's go ahead and say thanks to a pair, Crispy 1205 and Caleb Keppel. Thank you for being Farm Barons. Quite the complex production on that map. I was a little surprised at some of the recipes though. Like a lot of them either required salt or pallets or cardboard. Like if you're going to require pallets or cardboard, I think they shouldn't be an either or with respect to like salt. I don't know what that has to do with packaging, other than maybe preserving like meats or something. But I could see pallets or boxes being required, but not being something that's just avoided by, you know, slipping a little salt in or something. I'll admit, Grenade Racer, I do not use and have never used, outside of recording that one video, production revamp. And I definitely didn't go back and rewatch my production revamp video. I did read a little bit more on it just to refresh my memory on what the symbols were and such. But yeah, there are bonuses, but I think the bonuses are like if you use all of them, but you only need to use one of them. That's how I understood the documentation. Is things separated by a plus were required. Things separated by 2 vertical lines were an or. Either or. So if you had a whole line that was, let's say, boxes or pallets, then you'd have to supply one or the other and not both. I do like the idea of having to provide energy, either in the format of solar power, wind power. It would be nice if we could put water down, like have a little water wheel that we could put down on a river. That would be neat. Blinks, what is up? How's your afternoon doing? How goes thy afternoon? Also saw Court Farms got updated. Kind of depressing and kind of sad. Kind of disappointed that it's still not out for console. There was some comments and some chatter on the Discord around that. It appears that Auction David is trying to get the PC version of the map into a finalized state and then submit the console port over for approval. When will that be? It's hard to tell because there's still a ton of mods. Still a ton of mods in the needing testing queue. I don't think that list is getting shorter anytime soon. Blinks, we were, yeah. And then we had a surprise. It was even a surprise to me. A surprise blog post on Thursday with the equipment list that is coming in the premium expansion, including a listing of buildings and other build mode elements. I got that email 2.5 hours before the post was to go live. I'm like, that's not helpful. Thursday was a massively busy day at work, so I'll try to squeeze a little bit of time mid-morning in to at least get a blog posting out, a little bit of a summary of the equipment. We now have icons, we now have little graphics of all the equipment also listed over on the DLC page. So if you haven't noticed that, go check it out. I have an interesting pickup truck design. We're getting a new and different 86 pickup truck. And then we also have a ton of vegetable harvesters. I think 6 vegetable harvesters, a self-propelled and several trailed harvesters. Lots of obvious special purpose equipment for cultivating and caring for those vegetables. I was not expecting Grenade Racer. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting to get anything trickle down with respect to the expansion, given the fact that we have phase 4 still yet to be announced. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Just give everybody a nice graphical representation of what we are talking about here. Right, pack 1 was the Gouville pack. We're using that here on this map right now to do our baling. Hay and Forage pack. Porsche Aggravation pack. That's pack 3. Pack 4. We got speculation as to what that pack might be. But other than speculation, none's the word. And then, of course, the premium expansion on November 14th. And we now have basically a massive dump of all the vehicles, all the equipment, the placeables that are a part of that expansion. That was all provided earlier this week. Binks, there was some comments about that pickup looking like an old VW over in the Ambassador channel. Nobody mentioned a mod out there for it, but, you know. If you look hard enough, there's probably a mod for just about anything. Mojo, welcome. Welcome. Well, you do have the big self-propelled. I think that's like a 6-row. So it'll be interesting, and we all eagerly await when we're going to get word on Pack 4. What is Pack 4, and see if our speculation is true or not. I had kind of figured it would be a kind of European style truck. Kind of an interesting truck. We got more information on the various productions that are coming with the premium expansion. Not near as many productions as we have with the platinum expansion, that is for sure, but we still have some. Let's go ahead and pull that up for anyone that maybe hasn't seen the blog post or gone back and taken a look at the listing since they have shown off the equipment. All right, so we get 4 tractors, or 3 tractors, 59 horsepower, 150 horsepower, and 160, 180 horsepower. We get a new self-propelled sprayer. And then here we have that pickup truck. Like a unibody looking thing. Here we have our self-propelled harvester for our vegetables. Then we get some trailers. We get, this looks like a topper or something. Here we have a hoe. This is going to be our planter for our vegetables. We've got obviously a harvester here. Another harvester. Harvester, harvester, harvester. 2-row harvester there. One of these is like, I think this one might be like a harvester that puts it already in a box. This looks like it's a harvester that goes straight out a conveyor belt onto a trailer. Maybe with little or no storage. Probably low horsepower requirement. $80 horsepower, 80 horsepower. This one might do the same, but might put it into a box. This one might put it on a conveyor belt. Cultivators, disc harrows. Look at that giant power harrow. 8 meters. That is a 3-meter subsoiler. Looked a lot bigger than that. We've got another seeder going on here. Bendar seeder. Farmet seeder. Some more sprayers. Manure spreader. some weeders. Of course, we got to have our mowers. Some more Samez equipment here. Now, this is going to be for moving the boxes around, stacking the boxes, no doubt. Then we have pallets, and then we have one shed so far showing up. So back up here to our blog post. Right here we have the listing of everything that is coming in the various categories. As far as placeables go, we've got a barn, several brick sheds coming. Here we have the arch wall shed that we saw the picture of. A couple variants of farmhouses. We have a new bakery, dairy, potato processing. We learned about that during FarmCon. Preserved food factory, soup factory, custom spinnery, piano manufacturer. That's going to be just like our boat building over on Silver Run Forest. We've got a new pig pasture, chicken, a couple sets of chicken pastures coming, and then some street lamps and other decorative items as well. 20 new fence types. We've got one of our farmhouses, one of our new lampposts, and there you go. Anybody interested in pre-ordering this that has not yet pre-ordered it, and if you do not already own the Year 2 Season Pass, well, I do have a partner code down in the description. Sacksteady, what is up? What is up? Binks, we know that it's going to be making potato chips. That's how it was described during FarmCon, was a potato chip factory. So maybe it makes something other than potato chips, maybe only potato chips. Chips and French fries. Maybe I call them boiled potatoes, boiled potatoes. You can have sliced boiled potatoes. Basically just little round potatoes that have been skinned. Maybe we'll be able to do that in the packing, the canning plant as well. So, well, I mean, I don't mind having to fill it up every 2 days. I just want a cow pen that holds food for at least 1 day. I'm not don't have a problem with having to come by and feed them every day. Or every 2 days. Oh, Binks, I only play maps I like. So that kind of gives you the impression right there. I don't think we found anything that's broken on it. We haven't found anything that doesn't work that I can remember. Yeah, we're starting to get. I think we're starting to get signs of accumulation. I mean, with one mixer can't keep up, I'm sure there is a. I might get some flack for this, but I'm sure there's a console-friendly TMR mixer out there that makes ungodly amounts of TMR fast. Or maybe you just need to have multiple TMR mixers in order to keep up. I mean, if you have 2,000 cows, you probably have the money to have a couple mixers. Now, this mixer that we have, it pumps it out pretty quick. Where is it at? This one. The Static Silo King. Now it only holds 200,000 liters. So if you need to be 700,000, you're gonna have to put 4 of these down and have them all pumping product. But I think if you've got that many cows, you're probably it's a full-time job keeping up with them. And then have, let's say, 650 cows, or no, 650 sheep, 650 goats, 1,440 chickens, I think they call it. Yeah, but it's hard to say what they are, what it will really be. What we do know is it's going to take potatoes, it's going to make something, or some things. I'm sure we'll find out more either during the fact sheet stage pre-release, or at the latest we'll find out once early access creators are able to talk about it. But yeah, potato chips, potato crisps, French fries could be chips. It's all in the wording. Here in the States, potato chips are UK's crisps. That's for sure. Big Dazza, what's up? How's it going? I'll wave right back at you. Sax Daddy, I don't know. I would want a map that satisfies my 5 out of 5. And other than that, I'd like a map that doesn't have giant fields. I'd like a map that doesn't have giant farms. I don't know, there's no way for me to just describe a perfect map. It just has to feel right. You can't describe feeling right, I don't think. It either does or doesn't feel right. See how many bales we have. So far 23, that's good. That's good. There we have our sheeps. Yeah, some folks like to, start small and work their way up. Others want to just basically be ginormous and big at the start. Right, to each their own. And the best maps are going to be the ones that allow as many players to play their way as possible. Well, Bertus, it is December. It is December. We got just a little less than a load left. Tuki, I'll give you your gift tonight. Crossblades, I try to be as systematic and formulaic as possible in the map videos. There are times when I get overly excited about something and do things out of order, or get overly excited about something and then completely forget about covering something else. But yeah, while the map's loading up, it's a nice lull, nice opportunity to reference what happens in different play modes and things like that. And if I do it right, I can time it just about so that when I'm done that spew, the map loads in. There's not a whole lot of dead air. The biggest issue right now is remembering to jump up and grab the soil map. I gotta jump around it in order to do the field info, and then sometimes I forget to go back up and do the soil map until after. Well, Grenade Racer, I wasn't trying to say it was broke. I was just pointing out that it was leased, right? Doesn't matter to me if it's leased. But I do want to point out if something is leased, so folks are aware. Crossblades, I am too. I'm really surprised and would like to see more maps have custom soil maps. And then sometimes the description says they do, but they really don't. Because the log will not lie. The log tells you exactly what soil map's loaded up and where it came from. It's like the crop counter. I wish more maps had modified growth schedules, crop counters, harvest schedules, plant schedules. If you're on PC, we had a really great mod drop earlier this week. I wish I had the time to dive into it and do a video on it and explain it more. But it's a crop counter manager mod that allows you to basically change your crop counter that's on your map based on other maps that are in your mod folder. And then there is a way to create your own crop counter, but you kind of have to do a good bit of understanding as to what you're setting things to. I think that mod was something a long time coming. Glad to see it get released. Since it is making use of scripts, though, we're not going to see it out on console. Yeah, it lets you set your own basically from another map. So let's go to this one. All right, so this map has the standard growth schedule, right? So if we had a different map in our mod folder that had a different than standard growth schedule, you could come down here and basically pick. You get a drop down or a toggle, and it would list all of the maps that you have in your mod folder, and you could pick a particular growth schedule, and then it would basically overwrite this one. And then there's a way to also make your own, so that you could always play with your own growth schedule. I'll leave that down here. I want to show you I made a purchase. We got a little skid steer. This was on sale. We got it used. Got a pretty good price on it. I think it was half off. Yeah, I wish I had the time though. Wish I had the time to dive into that, really understand it, and be able to do a video not on just being able to toggle a different growth schedule from a different map already in your mod folder, but then dive into making your own so that you can always play with the preferred plant and harvest schedule that you as a player would like. It's basically going in and you need to define with each month, basically the growth stage that each individual crop can be in or something. Global market also, that looked to be an interesting mod. A lot of PC mods came out on Thursday. I think the only thing that came out for all platforms was the close to home map. Everything else that came out Thursday was PC only, but global market appears to be a mod that has an external application that you download and run on your PC. And then when you are in game, the external application connects you to a global market to where you can see what players are wanting to buy and sell, and then you could sell and buy from those. You could sell to or buy from, I should say, those global players. If you don't install the executable, then it kind of runs in simulated mode. And there are certain things you can't do in simulation mode. Alright, we gotta restock our mixer here. And we need to put some straw in for our cows. And then we need to restock our pig food mixer as well. So lots of interesting stuff came out this week. Kind of busy farm sim week. There we go. Something else came out this week that I thought was interesting. I'm trying to remember what it was. We'll have to go look at the mod hub now. Yeah, the expansion blog post, that looked really nice to see. think some surprises were in there. Wrong screen. Alright, so we can put a little more straw in. That's what these are out for. Oh, it was a like global variables or something. That's what the mod was I was thinking about. That one's going to be for more, I guess, developers and such. Let me pull that up. So it was Global Explorer, right? It shows you a bunch of functions and other things that are in game. I don't understand. I think it's going to be for modders. About all I know. Way over my head, that's for sure. But if it's not over your head, it's probably something pretty cool. But yeah, global market looked cool. Crop counter and manager looked cool. And then of course we had the crazy maps get out this week. Pretty good week for mods, I think, at least for PC side. Oh, what happened? So what happened to my bale stack? Sure, you know, I definitely had not seen that video. In general, I tend to avoid preview videos and other preview information about maps. That way I can kind of have my own initial thoughts, you know, on release day. But schools of fish are nice. A nice ambiance touch. Is it like you go fishing? Is it like fishing like Hoff-Bergman fishing? I sold all the equipment I sold all the starting equipment before we started on this map. So the way I started out is I did new farmer, and then I sold all the equipment, and then bought the fields, and started out with pretty basic stuff. My initial harvester was the four shit is how I call it, but it was one of the 4 shit rattle cans harvesters. Real life fishing binks are virtual fishing. Yeah, that's been a problem with that New Holland harvester header since guided steering released. It's just a little bit off as far as the working with. Alright, that should more than satisfy our cows with straw. Yep, they're good. Pigs are good. It's getting dark. Let's get into the second half of December. You just don't have the daylight that you have during the summer. Oh, we got snow. Oh, it's going to be a white Christmas here on Carpathia. What's for sale? What's for sale? I don't want any of that stuff. Contracts? There ain't none. All right. Let's sell some vegetables. Well, we're going to the transport company. Oh my. That's not what I wanted. Well, now we know that this store is, where did they go? Oh, there they are. Now we know this store is those two. Yes. Yes. And yes. wide berth, because we don't see the triggers. Oh, this just looks so nice. I like this winter road texture. Oh, Farmer G, I probably would have said a different word. I probably would have said some different words. But I was very happy to see this trailer worked with Universal Autoload. In my opinion, the only autoload you ever need. We also like to take out road signs. Make me some money. All right, let's go buy a dairy. Take some milk down to the dairy. Let's get some residual off of that. We also had a mod this week, placeable solar panels that you could get that were already angled that you could place on roofs of buildings. I like the idea. The buyback, the payback period was a little long, and like you'd have to play 3 years before you got your money back out of them, which is nice to see, for sure. But maybe a little bit too long. For the average player. There's something I missed with respect to seasons from 19 and 17. Pretty sure it did in 17. Was the fact that we would get snow in our buckets and in our uncovered trailers. Alright, well, customize this. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Grab our milk. Make your way down the dairy. Dairy. Dairy do. That'd be cool if when you slid, like you pile it up your snow. in front of you. All right, so that is turn off because we're now full up. We're out of manure. We'll turn that off. We're out of that. We're out of that. We'll turn that off. We're going to top that up, but we don't really need to turn it on. Yeah, we're going to go. We're going to go buy the dairy. Wait, that's like $115,000. Which one is it? It's not that one. Where is it? No? Oh, it's over here. Tag it. That way we won't get lost. Yep, there's a pressure washer right there. Indeed there is. We've used it a few times. But I like to let my stuff get dirtied. Yeah, I saw the placeable solar panels and I thought, oh, I could put them on my roof of my sheds here on Carpathia. But we're not going to be playing for another 3 years. We're going to be playing on this map until Starfield. Then we're going to be putting a hiatus on Farm Sim streaming. We're going to be Starfield streaming. And we're still going to be covering maps when they come out. But we'll still be covering Farm Sim news when that gets released. But our live stream gameplay will be Starfield. Probably for at least a month of September. Unless the game is just a buggy mess. And then we'll shelve it until they fix it. But yeah, that's the plan. Well, I know he put in multiple angles, right? I guess trying to attempt to provide you with the ability to place the panels on different buildings for different roof angles. It would be nice to be able to have the ability to set your own custom angle, right? To make that work. Okay. We're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna use the game mechanic to our favor. Nothing Farmer G, nothing about the new DLC, but we did get that full equipment list and placeable list for premium. That was a surprise announcement. But Phase 4 is still shrouded in mystery. We have ideas. I think the prevalent, pretty good idea is, what is it, GEI? Is that the brand? I know it's 3 initials and it starts with a G. They specialize in slurry and manure application and transport. It's pretty fitting the hint. But what exactly will be coming of that, right? That's the big question. Yeah, I was saying that I had the email dropped at 5:30 in the morning for me, and it had an embargo time frame of 8 a.m. And I saw the email as I was going out the door at 7:30 in the morning to get to work. So it was like, thanks. And I didn't get around to posting anything about it until like 10:30 or 11 a.m. Well, Pumps and Hoses, I think, is, for me, Pumps and Hoses is a DLC that's all about building out your own biogas plant. Of course, there's, you know, the ability to transport slurry and apply it to the field. That's definitely a big game mechanic for that DLC. But for me, the reason to buy it and the reason to use it is not that, but the buildable and expandable biogas plant functionality. Like on multiplayer, there's been a couple times on multiplayer I basically have run the BGA and bought product from other farmers, as well as kind of grew my own product to feed it. And then you can sell the digestate to farmers, or you could offer a fertilizing service to the farmers with the digestate. But for me, the key to that DLC is the BGA building out. No, Farmer G, I couldn't do that because Thursday freshmen moved in. Thursday was a massively big, busy day. And I was out the day before. I had to travel for a funeral the day before, so I needed to be in the office. That's why I didn't get around to doing any sort of community posts until mid-morning, once things had gotten a little settled in. In fact, tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning, not tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning I'm moving the daughter back for her second year. Hope to be done that process and back here by 3 o'clock for our ACC live stream, members only stream. We're at Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the road course. If it goes like Wednesday's practice is going to go, or went, it's going to be a interesting race. Like how we have snow on the tops of these bricks. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, so we're gonna set this to selling, selling. There we go. So we should be able to get a little bit more money for our products than our straight milk. I'd like to see in the next farm sim the AI have different clothes for different times of the year. Right? AI walking around in winter should be bundled up. I mean, we have, what is it? Coffee. Right, we got winter clothes. We can put winter clothing on this dude. I like to see the folks walking around have winter clothes on. That'd be cool. Oh, I just noticed the we have winter distant mountains as well. At one point I thought about doing in map videos showing you the different seasons and how the map looked at the various seasons, but I felt that that was maybe make the videos longer than they needed to be for information that for the most part most maps would look very, very similar. And you wouldn't really get much out of it. Alright, so now we have to let's go top off our pig food mixer and then see what else we need to get done. I don't think there's too much more to do till springtime. Our pig food is sorghum, wheat, sunflowers, and potatoes. So we need to fill up with wheat. We need to go grab our telehandler to get our potatoes. Private Rob is here. What is up? What is up, sir? How are you doing this Saturday afternoon? Precisely filled it. All right, we need 5,000 liters of sunflowers. Then we need a little bit more sorghum because that's more than 15. Yeah, we need 5,000. That. Sorry to hear that. Save your energy for tomorrow. Topped off. Hasselnud, how's that map doing for you? You didn't want to go play in the sandbox. Sandbox map, that's really cool. I like that. There we go. You know, we've had some map drops this week, haven't we? It's hard to keep up. Okay, let's go. Get this thing activated. We'll make a little bit of product before we fill it up. Oh, we have no contracts. We've got our cows are good. Pigs are okay. Sheeps are fine. Chickens are okay. I would line the fields, but the fields are covered. So we'll just turn in for December. See what things look like in January. Oh, more snow. Well, I see it's still snowing outside. Oh, no. Nope, not gonna do that. turn that off. Let's see what our price for manure pellets is. Not the greatest. Thank you very much. Not so hot. So life is a severe hamper to one's gaming. That's for sure. Chickens are good. Sheeps are still good. Cows are okay. Pigs are okay. I'm not interested in that. And before you know it, it's Valentine's. I don't know why I like looking out the window in Farm Sim and seeing the world. When to sell? I don't know when's the best time to sell pigs. I know when I'm going to sell the pigs. When I don't have room for any more. I don't play the this is the best time to do this game. I do things when I want to game. We're still good on the pig juice. Pig food. Still okay on those. He's still topped off. They're okay. No contracts. That's good. It's lime time. Get those back together. So what I'm doing with my Piggly Wigglies is we can hold 300 total pigs. And I bought 8 German Landrace, 8 Bethlehams, and 8 Berkshires back when I started. So those are the oldest pigs in the lot. And all the other pigs I have are offsprings of those original sets of pigs. So I'm going to continue to let them offspring until we fill this thing up to 300. At that point, I'm going to sell off the oldest. And then I'm just going to keep selling off the oldest as we fill them up. Will they be at their max price? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I don't think I need to fertilize these fields. Let's look. No, they're good. Okay. Alright, so I was faced this way and they spawned that way. So let's go this way. And look, they spawn to both sides. Cherry, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? I still have my 60 chickens. In fact, I got another 60. Oh, what's that? Something yogurt. We got some yogurt once that came in glass jars. The only reason I bought it was on sale. Those jars are good for other stuff once you empty them out. Gregory, what is up, sir? What is up? Yeah, you can pop plants in there. Little starter plants, little things. Oh, what map did you find? What map turns you on? Could fertilize my grass. Oh, okay. See what? If I was looking for a map, I really like that White Farms map. It's really small, just fine. But I just really liked it. That was that Pennsylvania map that hit the mod hub. I don't know how, a couple weeks ago? That could have been last week for all I remember. When Court Farms got updated, I went and looked to see when it came out. And I was surprised that it only came out a month ago. Felt like it had come out a long time ago. But then I counted up how many map videos I'd done since then. It was 17. It was 17 at that time. Now it's 18. Maybe 19. No wonder it feels like longer than a month ago if there's been 19 maps released since Court Farms. That's just on the mod hub. PR Modding, he's the original author of UMRV for FS17, is that correct? I hope he finishes them. That's about all I'm going to say. He was supposedly working on a Tennessee map in FS19. Don't think it ever saw the light of day. Oh, Gregory, I'm never afraid. It's just I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know if that's it. I know he put a map out that I didn't feel was ever finished. But he was showing screenshots of it, and then I don't think it ever came out. But it was a Tennessee map. So, I think what happens is life takes over, and then he has the ambitions, but then life takes over. Tranquil Waters, yes, the Stevie map. That map will appeal to lots of folks. I mean, technically, UMRV was never full release in 17. It was always a beta release. Right. Don't get me wrong, the guy does great work. It's just history hasn't marked him as a great finisher. Lemon and lime sounds nasty. That's okay, because I don't like lemon or lime. Well, the only thing lime's good for is Sprite or 7-Up or Sierra Mist, now Starry. Corona would be, yeah, we'll give you that. Or in a Margaritaville. Take me down to Margaritaville with some lime. The three maps, Gregory, what are they? What are they? Where are they based? I don't know why they would. Why would they change? Let me just make sure. pH, yep, okay. We definitely lined those beforehand. All right, so we're getting everything topped up to pH. We fertilize that. These other fields are not planted yet. I've talked about, but I never did. I don't have my money yet. I need another $5,000. I need to start using more solar panels in my gameplay. I see more and more press releases, more and more information about farming and solar basically being a great mix. Farmers putting solar panels on pastures, putting them up on kind of frames so the cows can go underneath of them for shade, right? Provide a nice shaded place for them to be, while at the same time, right, kind of getting double duty for the land. Putting panels down on land that really isn't that arable. Maybe rocky soil. Things that would just otherwise go unused. Oh, Sherry, lots of people get turned on colorblind mode just because they prefer the colorations. Right? Maybe not that one, but even these. All right, off we go. Oh, we squared it up. So yeah, I thought that hillside would be perfect because I could put a solar array up there on the hillside. I've cut that for grass a couple times. I get a little bit of grass off of it. But other than that, it's really not that useful of land. It's got a actual southern exposure. So yeah, it kind of fit. Where is that released over at itch site? Probably. See how's our butter and milk coming along. We'll get haul another load of milk down there. Probably by the time February's done. And I would say it's because it's changing the it's changing all the various ground layers, especially if you're playing with precision farming. So just like, yeah, just like here, right? As we are applying product to the ground, right? The ground layers are changing in real time. They're changing down on the mini map. So the way maps work is there are multiple layers of trying to figure out the best way to describe it. There's multiple image files. So your foliage layer is just an image file. Basically, your harvest, your ground layer with respect to fertilizing, your pH layer, all of these are just kind of layer upon layers of images. And the map is basically made up of all of these images kind of stacked on top of each other. So when you're harvesting, right, your foliage layer is going from having foliage to harvested state. You're updating the nitrogen layer because now you have less nitrogen in the ground. You're updating your pH layer because now you have less pH in the ground. Then you have, of course, all the other calculations going on as far as the animations of the crop going into the header and such. So that can be an aspect. Anonymous, thank you for buying a sticker. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Mojo, it's a sticker. That's a peel and stick sticker. I've got that on the back of a couple of my shirts. One-off shirts that I made for me. It's like a jersey. Gonna grab another little lime. Are you getting like performance issues when you're harvesting? Are you just your CPU's maxed out at that point, as opposed to other times? See, like when we do lime, we're just affecting the lime layer, the pH layer. When you fertilize, you're just affecting the fertilization layer, the nitrogen layer. When you seed, unless you're seeding with fertilizer, you're only doing the kind of the foliage layer. Uh-oh. Yeah. Slapping a sticker on the car. And we got other stickers too. Oh, overheating, yeah. Heat is the bane of computers. Especially with these larger GPUs now that just belch out heat. Here in the gaming room, which is like a 9 by 10 bedroom, I've converted over to being the home office / gaming room. When I'm streaming or recording, I tend to shut the door just to cut out some noise. And I would, after a couple hour session, I'd open the door and the game room would be like, it would be noticeably warmer. You step out into the hallway and you're like, wow, it's cool out here. Right? So, you know, it's noticeably several degrees different when you can just feel the cool as soon as you open the door, or several degrees warmer when you walk by the door and it's like, wow, that room's, I can feel the heat coming out of that room just standing or walking past the door. So we actually got a little Black & Decker mobile air conditioner. It's a floor unit and it's ducted out the window, and I turn that on when I'm streaming or gaming during the summer. It helps keep the room the same general temperature as the rest of the house. Of course, in the winter, it's not that big of a deal. I don't need to heat the room. But yeah, you know, during a gaming session, I can be pulling as much as 600 watts from the wall. So it's like having a 600 watt heater. During a session where I'm encoding a video, it's a little bit lower in power usage, but still. Oh, liquid cooling definitely helps keep the components cooler, but the way I understand it, you know, the heat still radiates into the room. In fact, it may radiate into the room more because of its added cooling benefit. It's pulling more heat away, so it's got to put it somewhere. Yep. It is sherry, but it's heavier in a different sense. So like gaming, right? You're firing up those those 3D cores for a decode. For video rendering, you're firing up the CUDA cores for encode, and they tax the CPU, the GPU totally differently. Like the video I did last night, near 2-hour long map tour. Yeah, when I encode it, my NVIDIA GPU's like pegged out near 100, but it doesn't heat up. It doesn't really get warmer than 50s. It's still 100% on the encode, but it doesn't really heat up. You fire up a game, and then it'll heat up a lot faster than encode, because it's using different parts. No. No. Well, I wanted to get an Intel GPU for encoding only, and I wanted to run a dual GPU system where I use the Intel to do AV1 encoding, but I can't fit it in my system. It won't fit. I need a one slot Intel GPU, and that one's not out yet. $3080 is a good card. I've got a 3080 in here. And it's, you know, it's sitting at 72%. Oh no. 48% utilization, 71 to 72C on the GPU right now. So it's about 20 degrees hotter now at 50% utilization than when I do an encode at 100%. Yeah, there are definitely gaming laptops with 4050, 4060s, 4070s, all the way up to 4090s. It all comes down to obviously your budget. If you're thinking about a gaming laptop, I'd suggest a YouTube channel called Jared's Tech. He basically specializes in laptop reviews. Has really great, really detailed reviews on laptops. Well, mine gets pretty dang hot. Mine gets pretty dang hot. I've got it propped up on a Echo. I got an Echo in the office, and I use it to prop up the back end of the laptop so that there's more space for the intakes at the bottom to suck air in. But if I'm just doing casual gaming like I was earlier this afternoon or earlier this morning to get this game save moved forward, I'll transfer my save over to laptop because the laptop will draw less power. And therefore it'll put out less heat. Oh, of course. I wanna put you in so you of course spawn on the wrong side. Alright, we want solid fertilizer. Yes. Okay. Load that back up. I think it's technically a custom chip. The ROG Ally is, I think, a newer iteration. I think it's Zen 3. I don't own a Steam Deck, but I think the stats look interesting. It's a pretty big device. So as far as super portability, right? The ROG Ally is a little bit smaller of a hand footprint, but it's getting some bad press with heating issues and the SD card slot location. I think there's some rumors that there might be a Steam Deck 2 coming up. I'll tell you, a really good time to have pulled the trigger on that was the Steam summer sale. They had some pretty good discounts on it. I think upwards to 20%. If you, I mean, I would look at the Steam Deck verified page and see what types of games are listed there. Compare that with maybe your existing game library, and then get a really good feel for how many of the games that you typically play now, or types of games that you're into, would run and how well they would run. But it's very, very attractive to be able to take your existing Steam library on the go. But you can do that with the ROG Ally as well. It is a little bit more expensive, but it's running full-blown Windows, so it has its advantages and disadvantages due to that fact. We were talking a little bit about that earlier. Yeah, I haven't tried Global Market. I just read about it. It looks interesting. Are you using it in offline mode, or did you download the executable? Are you running it with the helper app? I just remember reading the description. It talked about if players want to get the full experience, they need to go download the executable off the website or the Discord or something. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Let's see, everything is good on pH. These are not planted yet, so they're fine on nitrogen. No contracts available. Our animals are good. Let's separate manure pellets. Yeah, not the hottest at the moment. We're gonna move forward into March. Oh, what is this? This is cultivator. Shallow cultivator. 6 meters. What do we own now? 6 meters. $220 horsepower. 250 horsepower. Oh, that's gonna rip me off. That is $10,000. All right, we're just gonna move it. Oh no, it's snowing again. They're good. They're good. They're good. That's still good. All right. We're going to go to March, and then we're going to call it quits. It's 4 o'clock. I got to go see what's going on. See if anybody needs help. I need to do anything. Tonight, we're going to be doing Baldur's Gate multiplayer. That's offline, so no stream tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, hopefully I'll be back from moving the daughter into college. Oh my gosh. March and it's snowing around. So hopefully we're back from that, and we'll have our members only live stream on ACC at 3 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. we'll be doing our ATS live stream convoy style, cruising around Oklahoma. I finished the Oklahoma event last week, so we got the cool new Oklahoma Oklahoma paint job. I think we're very close to having the community event done, so hopefully we'll have the community reward as well come tomorrow. So it's always a good fun for that. If you haven't seen the massive map tour video I did, go check that out. That's in the channel. I posted that late last night. And until next time, guys, happy farming.